for today's cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee. Level up.
It's a
Level
hell of
up,
a
level
week.
up, level up.
It's a total hell of a week.
Yeah.
And
Level up.
After post-birthday, I just rested today because I needed it. You know, it's not that yesterday was that taxing, but we've got all this weather and all this stuff going on.
It's birthday weekend.
Huh?
Your birthday was on a Friday. It's birthday weekend.
Birthday was on a Thursday.
Whatever. Birthday weekend. Birthday weekend.
Oh, yeah. I'll carry it on through. And then Mom's birthday is next week, so we can continue to celebrate her celebration.
Yeah.
And so it's Leo season. Yeah.
Leo season.
What's
indeed.
weird is because I'm Leo with Libra rising, and so is Mom. Because our birthdays are 5 days apart.
That's
different moons. I don't remember what
that
her
is
moon
weird.
Well, no, actually, Robert Phoenix had said that it does run like that sometimes in families and stuff. But you'll have birthdays. You'll have like these clusters of birthdays.
Huh.
He's got a lot of interesting information. If you don't subscribe to him, please do.
Yeah.
Because he can inform you of a lot of things. And
He can learn you something.
we just have random ADHD, poddling pirate ghost ship.
It's wonderful.
It is. It is. Not everybody can deal with the ADHD.
No, but that's okay. It's
Because
when you got to be neurospicy.
I do take Strattera. And I'm grateful for, I wish I had had this shit when I was back in college. Or any other grade.
Right?
But that wasn't a thing.
No.
Back then. You know, it's incredible when you sit and look back and things that are so obvious to us now, and you're like, why in the hell did these people not understand that? Well, people don't know what they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as how children used to be treated, how other people used to be treated, and we've talked about this before, at some point in history, if the world survives, people will look back on this period of time and go, what the hell was wrong with those people?
Oh, yeah.
That, or they'll sit there and go, why didn't they understand that all this shit makes people crazy? It's like in Victorian times with the arsenic in the wallpaper.
Yeah, and many other things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have snakes in the garden, so...
Yeah, I mean, we do. But this is one of the things to understand, that people don't know what they don't know. And what somebody does not know, they can't teach to others.
Yeah.
What is being taught is horrifying. And we usually do light and fluffy on the weekends and stuff. But this one, I was just looking for random story, and it's like, boom. And this one jumped off the page. And then I listened to Stefan Burns. I did post it over on X. I'll post the link in the description box. Because he has some amazing information. I would love for Robert Phoenix to do a show with Stefan Burns at some point.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
An astrologer and, what is Stefan Burns?
He is a geophysicist or something like that?
Geophysicist.
But he also does astrology. But he also studies the Schumann resonances. He studies history. He's just one of those people that is another dot connector.
Yeah.
So for him and Robert to do a show together would be phenomenal.
It would be. It'd be pretty cool.
I think it would be way cool. And so it's one of those that, hey, holler at Robert Phoenix and say, Stefan Burns, see if you can get him on the show. Because Stefan was over in, I can't remember if it was Germany or something when I first started watching him. But he's back in California because, of course, he's in California. And it's like, dude, you need to relocate.
Of all the places that Stefan relocated.
Which makes you question, as much as this man knows, why in the hell would he go to California right now?
I don't know. Maybe God has sent him there.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But he had, and the video that he had came up just as I had found the news story that we're going to share with you. And Stefan's video is Earth is electrifying rapidly. And this is an unprecedented evolutionary event.
Loves
yeah.
it.
Well, and he's talking about as far as even the electricity and stuff that we use here on the planet at this current time. He's talking about as far as the solar flares, because this is solar cycle 25 and it's very active.
Uh-huh.
And I was thinking about this, even as far as astrology, they can use astrology to predict or, a lot of different things. They can't predict the solar flares. Nobody can.
That's interesting.
I thought so. But he talking about as far as leveling up in consciousness, not just humans, but everything. The earth itself leveling up in consciousness.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Until the earth wakes up and it's like, what are these things on me? And it's like, and shakes like a dog shaking off fleas.
Well, it ain't going to do that for everyone.
No. But it's
the ones who love it and try to take care of it, they'll stay.
Yeah. He talks about all that, and there's no way that I can give you a 30-second sound bite on what he said, because it would do an injustice to the information that he presented.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a 40-minute video. It's worth it. It was good enough to where Kid and I, at the end of it, Stefan has a blend of tea that he's put together, and it was this pricey, but I bought me and Kid a bag.
Yeah. It's got mugwort in it.
Uh-huh. Mugwort is good stuff.
And what was it? It was
Blue lotus.
Lotus.
It had some chamomile.
That blue lotus stuff is interesting.
Uh-huh. And there was one other, passion flower.
Yeah.
And so those things can help you use this stuff before you go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have used mugwort in the past because it's supposed to enhance your ability to dream. Mugwort is one of the few things on the face of this earth that, as far as allergy testing, I was not allergic to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I probably need to incorporate more of that in somewhere in my world.
Mm-hmm.
And white elderberry. That was the other thing that I was not. Everything else I was allergic. Because I don't do well here.
Loves it.
Yeah. But I will put
Paris
the link
Hilton
to
it.
this so that you all can. And it was pricey for us because with shipping and stuff like that, it ended up being about $40.
It's $40 for a bag of tea.
Yeah. Yeah. But it also supports him.
Yeah, and it's high quality stuff apparently.
Yeah,
so
it's organic and all that stuff. And
it's like some of the stuff, probably better quality than some of the stuff you can get at the health food store.
Well, at our local health food store where they order from, and it's been quite a while since we've been down there. It was supposed to be ethically sourced, small farms, different things like that, organic.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And there are people that is their job to grow these things, and then so that other people can purchase them. So if you can support a small farmer or whatever, if it's artwork or whatever like that you can do that,
mm-hmm.
rather than the big box stuff. And a lot of us have been sort of boxed in to having to shop at some of the big box that are do without.
I'm trapped in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Personally, and it's so funny because I hear all these people, well, we need to start doing it, and we need to do this. And it's like, look, I come from people that lived without electricity, that used outhouses, that ate possum. I don't want to have to go back to that.
Yeah, no, that would not be fun.
I am a fan of indoor plumbing
Yeah.
and electricity.
Yeah.
So some of these people that their people have never done without are in these urban environments. Can you imagine? Now, let me tell you, when the lights go out here, and they do quite often. I mean, we've done pretty good because it's summer. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, oh, you need to make preparations. It's called life in the Appalachian Mountains. You have to be prepared all the time for whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
how we live.
Yeah. You got to do that up in the mountains.
Yeah. Because not all of us can run out. A store is not 5 minutes from us.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a little store, but, it's... but as far as you have to factor in fuel cost, time, all this stuff to get to the nearest grocery for us is probably 10, 15 minutes, which is not that bad.
No.
Unless it's snowing.
Yeah.
And then it can be really, really bad.
Yeah.
So you have to plan ahead. That's where the Virgo in my chart definitely comes in handy. Mm-hmm. Because I will start planning for stuff months ahead on some things, and then have people fight me about it the whole damn way. Coffee slurping coming.
Slurp.
Mm-hmm. Because we just don't. Everything has gotten so crazy. I don't like to get out of the house that much. People drive very stupidly. Mm-hmm. So when Stefan was talking about people leveling up, and I'm like, but he did talk about some people would,
So what?
As far as the Earth just getting rid of some circuits that she didn't want.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about time.
Mm-hmm. And I kept thinking of that word that I got there days ago, retribution. Mm-hmm. So, but now the main story that I started out on is from Daily Mail, because it was one of the few that was not some kind of political bullshit. I'm so wore out with it already, and I know we've got months of it, and I understand that it's important, but it wears on you after a while. You got to take a break.
You do.
Or I do anyhow. But this is by Stacy, Liberatore, and came out July 26, 2024. And it says that a mega earthquake could rock America's heartland, home to at least 11 million Americans. And I don't know that that's not exactly, of course, it's a British publication. So scientists say a little known 150-mile long stretch through Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Illinois has the conditions to generate a 6.0 plus magnitude earthquake. Okay, this is not little known. It may be little known as opposed to San Andreas. Uh-huh. But there's quite a few people that do know about this. Really? It said that the National Guard this week in St. Louis conducted earthquake preparation drills that simulated a focused response to an 8.4 magnitude earthquake. Mm-hmm.
Loves it. That's going to be interesting.
Experts put the chance of a quake that size happening within the next 50 years at around 40%, and every year that goes by, the likelihood becomes greater, according to Robbie Mayers, an emergency coordinator with the Missouri Department of Safety.
There will be a great shaking.
Uh-huh. That's why I was told in 2013. Uh-huh. And it says the most significant destruction is predicted to occur in St. Louis, Missouri, and Memphis, because those are heavily populated areas. But Myers said thousands of people could die. Bridges crossing the Mississippi River could fail. Major highways, including Interstate 55, could buckle, while oil and gas pipelines could break, causing nationwide disruptions. That ain't a could, that's a would. Mm-hmm. Because that infrastructure, and I have studied this other places, was not built to withstand earthquakes. Now, out there on the West Coast, those people have, because San Andreas and all that stuff out there, they have tried to prepare better. But now, in case I haven't told you, this is the New Madrid fault line. Mm-hmm. This is the one that in the 1800s, when it went, they don't know, they don't understand how this fault line works, because the sand and stuff in that area almost liquefied.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It became almost like quicksand. The Mississippi ran backwards.
Oh. Well, that's some shit.
Mm-hmm. And it says that, here it goes in about the historical records, as opposed to the hysterical records, have shown that from December 1811, of course, to February 1812, the New Madrid seismic zone triggered 3 major events believed to reach a 7 magnitude or more, and that's just a 7, as well as ruptures in the 15th and 10th centuries. It said an earthquake in the next 50 years is a strong possibility. People should take precautions, said Myers. And right now, there is nothing more pressing, and every year that goes by, the likelihood becomes greater. The U.S. Geological Survey, the USGS, released its latest National Seismic Hazard Model earlier this year, finding that 75% of the U.S. home to hundreds of millions of Americans, is at risk of damaging earthquakes. 75%.
That's a lot.
Uh-huh.
We gonna be safe in our area?
Yeah. Daddy had a dream years ago.
That the shaking.
This area was safe.
It's sacred area.
It is. It is a sacred area. It says the model last updated in 2018 included 350 fault lines, bringing the total to about 1,000 fault lines. The most famous is the San Andreas that runs through California, but other researchers have been sounding the alarm about New Madrid. Well, I've been sounding the alarm since 2013.
Yeah, it's kind of like Moses. There's going to be rain.
And that was Noah.
Noah, it's going to be rain. It's going to be rain.
Moses has let my people go.
Yeah.
Missourians.
I knew what I was talking about.
I know. I'm just giving you Missourians had earthquake drills in school, many noting for as long as they could remember.
Loves it.
And Eric Sandalv, professor of geological sciences at the University of Missouri, told DailyMail.com that scientists need to do more to understand the earthquakes in this region.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The National Guard held its first training for earthquakes this week in Missouri and cities like Memphis and St. Louis that are retrofitting bridges in preparation.
Huh.
It's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late. It says, we're actually worried about, in case of an earthquake, that there are bridges because, what? This is what this says. We are really worried about, in the case of an earthquake like that, are bridges because bridges. Proofread. Damn it, proofread.
Bridges of bridges.
It says, if we lose a lot of bridges here, the transportation is going to be much harder. No shit.
Yeah.
It says you might have to rely much more on air for getting help and aid into a damaged zone and getting people out of there. That's going to be much more of a challenge.
Well, Domino's has started doing the jetpack delivery, so I guess people are going to be flying jetpacks real soon.
Maybe. Chris Kramer, a geophysicist at the University of Memphis, told Undark what a major earthquake near New Madrid would cost the nation an average of $10 billion a year for 100 years. From damaged buildings and lost infrastructure. Most of the earthquake preparation in the United States has so far been focused on California. Yes, because they have the loudest mouths.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are they going to do? What's the earthquake's going to do to the underground bunkers?
Don't know. Supposedly the bunkers are designed to withstand earthquakes. They think. They don't know.
Not this one that's coming.
It says that the 80 years overdue for the big one in California, where tectonic plates slide past each other along the 800-mile-long San Andreas Fault. And that's where we've done videos on this before, as far as the where you had some of, I think it started with Edgar Casey and the map of the new America, which the country was split. It was divided. And California was basically a few islands. It's gone.
Yeah.
And then as far as the Mississippi, you had those states that was west of it. And then you had those of us that was east of it. And it was a gulf. A gulf.
A gulf. Gulf.
Coffee. I need coffee.
Yeah. Cue up Bjork. Tectonic plates.
And it said that the focus on California has made it harder for experts in Missouri and other states on the fault to convince officials and the public to be prepared. Again, because California, and I don't know what it is with those people. They honestly, and I'm not talking all Californians. If you are out in California, please don't be offended, because I'm not targeting anybody specifically. A lot of them act like the world revolves around them.
Yeah. Well, isn't there like dark portals there or something like that?
I would not be surprised. But a lot of them have this arrogant, elitist attitude, like that they are the chosen ones and everybody else is shit.
Oh, it's that privileged rich, like you know those typical rich girls in movies and stuff, like that are in high school and they think that they're better than everyone else. That's the same mentality that a lot of them have.
Well, I don't know if it's some bullshit that's caused by Hollywood.
No, it's just that a lot of them it's a rich person lifestyle.
Well, it's one of those
shallow.
And I've seen a lot of this stuff come from any of these urban areas, but California seems to be one of the worst, and New York is another one.
Yeah.
And I would not want to be in either of those places right now. And if they want to sit there and go, oh, y'all bunch of backwood, redneck, whatever, absolutely.
It's like, yes,
I'll play that game with you.
Yes, and?
Yeah. It's like, I'll play that game with you. My people's been here hundreds of years.
Yeah.
You know, in various and sundry forms.
We can dig a hole in the side of the mountain and be protected.
On some of it. And says that an earthquake in this area could be more dangerous than what's recorded on the West Coast. And we're talking again about New Madrid.
Yeah.
And that's due to the nature of the bedrock in the Earth's crust in the central United States. Earthquakes in this region can shake an area approximately 20 times larger than earthquakes in California.
Oh.
And that came from Missouri Department of Natural Resources. Earthquakes occur when tectonic plates suddenly slip past one another, releasing energy in waves that travel through the Earth's crust and cause the ground to shake. And Sandoval told DailyMail.com that unlike California, that has two tectonic plates, none exist in the Midwest. And it said that you're in the middle of the North American plate. In fact, the closest plate boundary that you have is in the Caribbean. So how is it that we have earthquakes there? They don't understand how it works there around New Madrid. It says a partial answer to that is we're not really sure. We don't understand it. But when it hits, it's going to be a world of shit. And it says that means that there are fault lines that cause earthquakes, which makes the tremors in the area so odd. And he continued, most earthquakes occur at the edge of these plates, like in California, where you find the boundary around the Pacific and North American plates. And he explained to DailyMail.com that New Madrid is likely due for a large earthquake because how the Richter scale works, which he noted is no longer in use. So they're apparently not monitoring the area.
Uh-huh.
Now, I do know that there are some different, Richter scales and stuff that do monitor in the area, because I used to watch, check with the USGS on some of that. So,
Well, that's crazy that
yeah.
it's in use.
And it says then over the same period we would expect to have 10 magnitude, 6, 100 magnitude. What? It says that in over 100 years we have 1 magnitude 7 earthquake. Then over that same period we would expect to have 10 magnitude, 6, 100 magnitude. Whoever the hell, Miss Liberatore, honey, you have dropped the ball on this one. This makes absolutely no sense. Anyhow.
Well.
But it was highly concerning because, I've had this thing about New Madrid for years.
Yeah. 2013.
Mm-hmm. And then we're getting this solar cycle. And that's going to trigger, if you listen to Stefan Burns, he explains how all this, it's all vibration and frequency. It's all Newton's cradle. You get one rolling and it just makes everything else, it bounces off everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And what is concerning on this one map that I've got here, and you can see where it's got New Madrid, Reelfoot Lake, and that's up there in that corner of Tennessee where it comes down to Kentucky, and then you've got as far as Arkansas, and then you've got Missouri. And in that little corner right yonder sits husband right on top of the damn thing.
Damn.
And I looked at that and I'm like, well, shit. So if you would please pray.
Yeah.
That was kind of concerning, and I thought, really? Uh-huh. But there's a reason for all things, and God will do what he does.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. Final thoughts, kid.
This is some shit.
Yeah, I mean, it
This is
was one of
some
those.
shit.
When I scrolled down on the article and I saw that map, this map that I'm looking at right now, I'm like, I just didn't breathe for a minute.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, shit.
It's one of those that's just kind of like.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, it'll be what it'll be.
Ew.
Mm-hmm. Anyhow, this video may be a total, shit show as far as the bad writing on whatever it is. And
Time to dig a hole in the mountain.
yeah. Well, I mean, you don't even want the hole is. It's a matter to be someplace where stuff ain't going to be falling. With the New Madrid and stuff like that, I mean, any of these earthquakes, you can have the ground will just open up.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that has, because there is a fault that does run down the Appalachian Mountains. And it's old. It's just ancient. And there's times that it will move because there's a place in the town that we go through that they have to clean up rocks and stuff out of the road every now and then because that they've fallen where the earth has shifted. Mm-hmm. And the tiny town that's near us, that's why we don't live right in that tiny town. Because they mined underneath there. They mined plaster. And we have for years laughed about how one day there's going to be lakefront property up there.
It wouldn't shock me if that actually happens.
Yeah. Because this was ignorant. And those mines go down miles.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one has set stuff on fire down there.
Why would they set fire on anything?
Just to fuck with the town.
No, well, shit, nobody cares enough to do that. There was a gentleman that was a friend of my mother's that he went to the plant that did the mining and said that they used to have this model of all the different layers, and there were at least 13 that I know of. And that one day these people from someplace came, boxed up that model that showed what was there, and took it away.
I wonder for what reason.
You know what reason. Because we're going through a time and a place where it's like, oh, you saw that? No, you didn't. Don't you believe your lying eyes and your lying ears? We'll tell, sit down, shut up, we'll tell you what to say and think and do. But anyhow, a cousin had, one of my cousins had been with this woman that she was on a horse, and that the horse threw her, and ground opened up, a horse went in, ground closed back.
Just that quickly?
Yeah.
Why did it have to eat the horse? What did it want the horse
The
for?
horse threw the woman because I'm sure that the horse recognized the vibration.
No, I do understand.
that
Like
the
the horse
horse-
sacrificed itself for her.
Well, it couldn't get out of the way. I mean, it was just, it didn't know for sure where to throw her and stuff. Mm-hmm. There's, as far as stories from way back, houses going down into these sinkholes that would open up.
Yeah.
Interesting times.
Huh.
Interesting times.
Yeah. Well.
So, prayers, please. If you've had experiences with paranormal or supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, tinfoil hats, if you have seen the Edgar Casey map, and I can't remember, I never can, 20 or 30 years, I cannot remember that other dude's name that used to be on Art Bell, that he had his own map of the New America, but he got the original was Edgar Casey. But you can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream, that'll be, it's at gmail.com.
Yeah.
If I forgot that. And I'll put the link to Stefan Burns into this news article, and you can sit there and go, it wasn't just Orlando brain glitching out. It was really written like shit.
Oh, I thought you were saying like, oh, two people talking about the same thing.
Okay.
Connecting dots.
Yeah. Do your spiel.
If you like this video, subscribe, comment, like, share. Click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. I don't know if it does much, but give that little bell a ding and likes the affection. Check her out on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube. Orlando's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, Orlando, COCWS.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's been going on over at BitChute since they changed stuff. I don't know. There's a big difference. I don't know.
I was never a big fan. Listen,
I like BitChute. I
BitChute
really
is
do.
too
But
open.
I don't know what they've done as far as I used to get larger viewership there. Now I don't, and it's like, I don't know. But lady, it was so good to see you on YouTube this morning. Thank you for coming and posting a birthday blessing. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. There's just some stuff on BitChute that's like,
You just, like anything else, you ignore it and go on.
yeah, that's true.
I have that ability. Anyhow,
You do.
know that you are loved. We are in perilous times. Let us all pray one for another.
Yep.
And, yeah, treat other people the way that you would like to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
Have situational awareness every place you go, all the time. Trust your gut.
Yeah.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next Cub.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.